Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. This may as well be the watch that put Parmigiani on the map, a company that was always lauded for its quality, yet scuffled in the market. Parmigiani was a watch nerd's watch brand. Now, with the success of its sports watch line, it can be that, but also enjoy the mainstream acclaim to which it is undoubtedly entitled on a qualitative basis. This watch came out in 2020 in stainless steel. They made 200 examples of this debut Parmigiani Tondagraph GT. It is both chronograph and annual calendar, and it incorporates elements from Parmigiani's past, like the toric and the 2016 Tonda Chronor Anniversaire. So this watch, designed by underrated free agent stylist Dino Modolo, blends some of those heritage elements with an integrated bracelet sports watch style. 42 millimeters in diameter, it's 13.9 millimeters thick. If we measure just the case, then it is 48.3 millimeters across the wrist, but measuring the first link on each side, it is 51 millimeters across the wrist. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it wears beautifully. Though I do think, given the size of the watch, you're going to have a wrist my size or larger to wear this well. So 16 centimeters in circumference feels like a good match, and you can see it is fairly flat with a stepped flank that should slide under dress cuffs. Here's your over-the-top shot, which, as I've said, always exaggerates the width of the watch. This is always the true shot. The timepiece feels nicely balanced on the wrist, and the integration of a bracelet with the Tonda case is surprisingly successful and organic. So taking a quick look here, we have a combination of polish and satin, and there is a good deal of subtlety about the way these things are differentially sized and finished. There's a souplesse to the bracelet that I find quite agreeable, and then you can see that there are removable links fixed by screws, which include intermediate-sized links in case you find yourself in between link sizes. The clasp is a double folding twin trigger release, which is what I always like to see on a sports watch, since you really do need some sort of positive release mechanism to ensure it doesn't fly open inadvertently, like a friction fit system would. So here you can see these Tonda-like teardrop lug profiles that are dramatically stepped out from the case. Everything except the end link of the bracelet here, you can see, is polished. We have a crown that is a screw down, and the watch is 100 meters water resistant. You can see the teardrop shape of the lugs recapitulated in the design of the pushers. And then we have this toric-like fluted, one might even say coined, double-stepped bezel. The dial features a kind of pyramide, clou de Paris, and then we have a few indices that are nicely stepped up from the dial as applique pieces. We have these fusion-style hands at center. They're sort of a fusion of Dauphine and Alpha. And then we have a couple of sub-registers, including a big date, a corresponding month. That's how the annual calendar works. It gives you the date and the month, and it needs only one correction annually during the jump from February to March. Other features include a quick set for the calendar system and hacking seconds, so you can stop the watch and set it precisely to a reference time. You can also appreciate the fact that we have a vertical clutch chronograph that engages with no jump or stagger. Automatic winding, flipping things around. You can see on the reverse side we have a Parmigiani caliber. This is the caliber PF906-0000210-B00182, 56 jewels, since if you take a look, you'll see that these pushers are a little bit higher than the center line of the crown, so this is a modular complication. Beats away at 4 hertz. It is beautifully made with off-center Côte de Soleil or sunburst strakes, twin barrels to ensure a very flat torque curve and consistent timekeeping throughout the Powell Reserve. You can see the Vaucher star on the base plate, since Vaucher manufacture is the movement arm of Parmigiani. You can even see the reference, the Vaucher numeric reference underneath the balance for the base movement that's used here. You can see it's a free sprung balance with all the timing adjustments performed using those variable inertia screws on the rim. And then we've got at center a sunburst over the rotor with ceramic bearings for improved efficiency. No corners cut, a 22 karat gold rotor, not 21, not 18 karat, and God help us, not some sort of rose gold plated tungsten here. You get real 22 karat gold. And then again, once the crown is screwed down, all of this 100 meters water resistant and nicely decorated. You can see the bevel is credible. The Côte de Soleil, attractive. And then around the outside you have engine turning with polished screw heads, snailing on the edge of the bridges, satin finishing on the wheels, and multiple finishes on the rotor where you can see beveling, polish, and media blast. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.